I'm a person who's just like everybody else when it comes to what I wake up thinking about in the morning. I wake up thinking about the idea of what if. I wake up thinking about the idea of when. I'm doing good and good morning. Here we go. I do because I sort of change my tone for every brand, all the way from up, in the middle, and all the way down, and just how I take that out. So that started off by
Oh boy.
just uh,
That's a lot of talent back there.
Thank you so much. Incredible thing. Basically, I've done a lot of stuff for the UAE government, and it's been an honor. I've voiced Dubai Police, Dubai Opera, Dubai Airports, Dubai Aquarium, anything that has Dubai in it.
Is it something you come up with as imaginary character for a brand? Then you come up with a voice, or how does that go?
That's a very interesting question that, funny enough, I'm a person who's just like everybody else when it comes to what I wake up thinking about in the morning. I wake up thinking about the idea of what if. I wake up thinking about the idea of when.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Daniel Tokhat, Monday Talks, and this time I have a special guest as always. He's award-winning brand voiceover, an award-winning Sonic branding specialist. His name is Ahmed Haffar, and the best one to talk about Ahmed is himself. So, hi, Ahmed, how are you today?
First of all, thank you for such a beautiful introduction, Daniel. Thank you for having me on the show and good stuff that you're putting out this kind of content regularly for the people and to the people. I applaud you and major respect. I'm doing good and good morning. Here we go.
Hey, nice to have you here. And it's like so exciting for me to have this opportunity talking to you and introduce you to my audience. So let's start by who's Ahmed?
Ahmed is a very crazy guy who has very crazy ideas from a young age, who, like a lot of people, grew up in a place that didn't offer a lot of opportunities. And his ideas were bigger than what the place that he grew up in could handle. And he just really wanted to prove those things to himself. And having no educational background, being a school dropout, Ahmed is a unique character who actually built himself with himself and focused on himself, woke up every day in the morning, got out of bed, and not only did the necessary, but did above that by innovating, creating, and making sure that the markets that are around him always and will always know anything that has to do with growth. That's a little bit about who Ahmed is.
Oh, wow. That's a big wow. All right. So, okay, let's start by saying what does that brand over voice stand for?
So voiceover is one of the things that always captivates a lot of people about what I do because I sort of change my tone for every brand, all the way from up, in the middle, and all the way down, and just how I take that out. So that started off by
Oh boy.
just
That's a lot of talent back there.
Thank you so much. It started because of a company that I have that's called Mind Loop Studios, which is Dubai's oldest and one of its biggest audio production houses throughout the region of the Middle East itself, called Mind Loop Studios. And this is a company that produces audio post-production work from voiceover, sound design, sound effects, mixing and mastering, and pretty much anything that all of the creative agencies and the advertising agencies require to produce a high quality product for their clients. I co-run this company, and during this company, just like any other company, we've had good months and bad months. So in order for me to make the bad months better, I started focusing on pretty much trying to sell myself in my own business because I'm not going to pay myself to save money and grow the company's cash flow. So because of that, I started using myself as a voiceover and convincing clients to use me. But instead of being a conventional voiceover, I started utilizing multiple different tonalities that work with different brands depending on their audiences, and at the same time make them an offer they cannot refuse by making them the absolute best rate that they can find in town with a voice that's actually unique, that's genuinely designed for them. Nature Valley have used it for quite a while. I've been used on campaigns for very major brands from the ICE movie on Emirates Airlines, from transportation in the UAE, from the bus tours of Dubai Expo pavilions, from Dubai Opera being their official voice in English and Arabic. And when you listen to a lot of them, almost none of them sound similar. One of my latest ones that I'm very proud of is InstaShop. Shops you love delivered better. Just the way I delivered that line, the tone behind it, the
Oh
ability
my
to
God.
recollect it in my brain whenever required, probably made it that. But the reason why I know how to do this is because of what you said earlier, sonic branding specialist, to be able to create the 4-second melodies that people resonate with for each and every brand that doesn't necessarily have the brand name, but when you hear it, you know the brand, and when it's catchy and it's good and it's modern, you know who made it. So, as a conceptual musician who never studied music as well, having a blank page every time I start with music and a blank page every time I start with voiceover has been phenomenal. So that's a little bit about how I became a voiceover and why it was necessary for me to become a voiceover. But the whole, being known as
Okay,
the
let's
voice of
go
Dubai
to
and
the
all of
story.
that's insane. It's an honor.
Okay,
It's an honor.
voiceover was like it's a talent. It's obviously a great talent you're possessing now, and how the story behind how you become the voice of Dubai. This is what I'm really excited about. Can we put it in short?
So it's a pretty incredible thing. Basically, I've done a lot of stuff for the UAE government, and it's been an honor. I've voiced Dubai Police, Dubai Opera, Dubai Airports, Dubai Aquarium, anything that has Dubai in it. And those kind of stuff, they're different than advertisements. So a lot of the ads that utilize voiceovers, they change the voices a lot. They don't keep the same one. But with announcements, they tend to stay, or there's only a few people that do them for X period of time. Like, for example, a lot of people associate me with the Dubai Metro, and the main person who did the Dubai Metro for the longest time, Saad Bouzdad, was on it for 16, 17 years, just him in Arabic, no one else. And that's phenomenal. But also Saad did thousands of other voiceover projects, and we still use him to this day in Mind Loop Studios, and he's a good friend of mine. A lot of the people that don't understand that these sort of things have an impact on people, so they need to represent a brand in a similar manner. Us as voiceovers, our job is to represent a brand correctly. It's not about who we are. It's not about how we are, any of that. Now, the
Yeah,
Voice
yeah.
of Dubai happened because of the humongous amount of work that I've done that is in Dubai that does not change or is not changing anytime soon. And 50 plus brands is not a joke to have unique tonalities for. So I guess it's the mix of different tonalities and custom-made tonalities with the voices that are not going to change anytime soon, among other things that have been put together that made the media call me the voice of Dubai, and then later on working with the government on these projects that has made it an absolute honor. So now when people stop me on the street, quite literally, and I'm just walking and they're like, hey, you're voice of Dubai. I'm like, hi. But I'm also not very much on social media because I'm so busy working and running companies that I don't really have the time to just be on social media all day. So I try to make my impact remain as is, which is through my work rather than through my vision. As they say in some of the best movies ever made, show more, say less.
All right. Okay. This drives me to a question that I have in mind. Like, is it something you come up with as imaginary character for a brand? Then you come up with a voice, or how does that go?
That's a very interesting question that, funny enough, not many people have asked me. I sat down with marketing teams. As you can see, I'm in this particular office of a particular client right now in the middle of a meeting, and I took this one as well as I was excited to tell you these things. I conceptualize things from zero. I'm a marketing expert rather than just a talent, and having a background in running a company that produces content, high quality content for advertisement and commercials. I developed a sense of understanding what people are captivated in. And I also understood what makes them wake up in the morning, what makes them look forward to things. And these same people who are producing this content, from say the agency's point of view, they are always trying to push different ideas in different ways. With me, it's all about getting the ideas that sort of work. I don't come up with too many ideas. I come up with very few ideas. And once in a while, once every few months, people are talking about me again because I did yet another big thing. And
Mhm.
the diversity of my portfolio is what makes it unique, from the voices to the music for the brands to running companies to the school that I'm opening soon that I finally began speaking about, that teaches audio and voiceover currently, and later on video and photography as well, for actual people who want to become professionals rather than just hobbyists or amateurs or whatever, but rather actual legitimate professionals in the field of legitimate production that the entire world is dependent on to create this product. So with me, it's about using the right idea, enforcing it in the right way, and before you know it, people are talking about it. Like when I did the music for insurance market recently, I sat down with the owner of insurance market and I told him, listen, some people think Albert is a little bit annoying. So how about we take it to the next level and we make something that's really gonna stick into everybody's brain? And it's the idea started very simple, and I made it in 15 minutes on my laptop. And now it's possibly the most famous jingle in what, all of Dubai. I mean,
Is,
everyone, if you
is
go
it?
to Reddit and all of these people, you read about it, people talk about my music. And I'm like, should I comment or should I not comment? I don't know. Should I comment? But then I'm like, okay, let me not do that.
It's hard because you're
But
not so much active on social media that people cannot connect the voice with the picture with the face, right?
yeah, that's correct. A lot of people always ask me why I'm not on social media a lot, and it's just because I'm busy. I like doing these interviews and I enjoy these interviews, but the reality is I like working more than just talking about my work 24/7. Well, when I have something to show, or as
I
I like to
still
say,
have one thing to clarify. Like, how do you pick the tone of the brand? Like when you talk about the specific industry, like transportation, it has a specific like formal tone or something like that. And when you talk about food industry, it's like different. It's inviting and different than educational, different than just like informative. Uh, the excitement in your voice, um, does it like have consistent in whatever you're saying, or it depends on the text or the industry, or
No, there's no consistency on purpose, nor do I follow what the industry is used to. I actually try to avoid all of the angles that people are used to. I think that's the entire point of innovation, is just to try to come up with new stuff and try them out. But seeing the success of my voice on certain brands and how it captivated people in a certain manner is all the proof you need, because when people resonate with that, sales resonate as well. People using a brand more, buying its products more, using their services more. This is my real job. My real job is to make sure that instead of just voicing a brand or whatever, it's about actually holding hands and becoming partners with this brand and actually helping them evolve their marketing. Whether it's a small company or a major company with 100 plus stores, I deal with all of the sizes of these companies. And of course, I'm a simple Google away for people to see just how big the brands that I've worked with on really are. I'm not the only guy who voices Etisalat Together Matters. I'm definitely not the only guy that use, I mean, my company, mind that we produce their ads. I know who they're using because it's my company. I'm telling the production manager, maybe this guy is the right guy for this, or this woman's the right woman for this. I'm not the only guy who voices Etisalat, but when I sit down with Etisalat's marketing team, I know what to do with Etisalat, because all of the voiceovers are coming to the studio to record a project that already came with all of its requirements. All they have to
so
do is do
part
what
of
the
your
client asks.
team, part of your team is like other voiceovers.
No, no, no. We in Mindloop have freelance voiceovers. We have 250 people plus,
Wow.
and from Saudi, of course, Saudis, Americans, British, Lebanese, Syrian, you name it. And
Is
in
it,
my school,
how
we
do you
produce.
how do you interview voiceovers?
Oh, there's a process to become a voiceover in either my company, Mindloop, or other professional audio production houses throughout the Middle East. Is not an easy process. The
Mm,
more that the company is serious, the more that the quality of the voice and their work is clear. Certain voiceovers only work with certain brands and
industries.
certain studios, of course, because of the seriousness of their capabilities and their experience. But with me having the school and having released 65 new voiceovers, unleashed 65 new
Your
voiceovers
own
onto the Middle East. Yes, these are people from the
65.
school. It has nothing to do 65. So other than
Wow.
Mind of Studios, I have the school that has made 65 people professional voiceovers who are now working, and that maybe not all of them, but 30 plus are active, and that's incredible. That's phenomenal.
How many
So we
voices you come up with?
Sorry?
How many voices you come up with as a person?
I've come up with a lot. It's just really like depending on what I use and how I السيدات والسادة الآن نرحب بكم. It's the way that the thing comes out. I'm a completely different person. I'm a completely different person when I do that. So that's what we teach in my school. We teach the millions of variations to make them incomprehensibly more professional than taking the normal and organic route and becoming a professional voiceover. We give them 3 years of experience and 3 months. 3 years of experience and 3 months.
You're saying it's a school? You have a school? So the voiceover,
yes,
is it something we learn, or is it something we possess but we need to plate it?
No, it's something you learn. It's something you learn. It's something you learn. That's why I opened the school. There are a bunch of people that teach it, either private or like there's a bunch of institutes, but they're all too generalized. They just talk about the basic stuff, but in reality, in my school, we focus on the personality and character of each and every person. We literally change their lives, and we help them to enter the market. Who do they talk to? What do they charge? Based on what? How do they make money from this? How much money do they make? What do they charge? Based on what? So we really give people the entire 180 degrees, and we focus on their personality for performance, for confidence, for speech, for a trillion things. I mean, for me, I picked it up because I'm a talkative guy. When I was growing up, my mom would say, you know, do you ever shut up? My friends always say, Ahmed never shuts up. So,
is it like one of the
have,
characters, one of the characters that the voiceover should have? Like he should be talkative?
believe it or not at all. I've had people. We're only a small team at the moment with a few teachers. Again, it's still very small, but it's gonna grow. And we don't only teach voiceover. We teach voiceover and audio production for like advertisements, commercials, even
just
films.
like you said.
You know how to do all of that. So
let me just tell you if I get it right. It's like you're taking anyone who's just like has a let's say healthy pronunciation with letters and words, and then you convert him into voiceover. But the basic thing,
that's what they want.
Yeah, exactly. The basic thing is that, for example, if I'm teaching people how to sell, at least they should have some skill or some interest, or they have this character of being a sales guy. But with voiceover, I cannot imagine.
No. Listen, this character of a sales guy goes into voiceover. This character of someone who's imaginative goes into voiceover. This character of someone who's emotional goes into voiceover. All these things go into the world of voiceover and voice acting, which are similar but different as well. Voice acting is here and voiceover is here, but without voiceover, there's no. You have the voiceover, and the voice acting is an added thing that you add on top of it. People require this to not only become professional voiceovers, but become professionals in what they do. Very soon, we're planning on doing corporate training. We're going to go to Samsung and be like, how many employees do you have? They'll be like, oh, we've got 1,500 in Dubai. All right, let's do 300 like this, 300 like this, 300 like this, 300 like that. And we're already in conversation with quite a lot of big brands. So it's still a new idea, but basically my school isn't generalized. It's one-on-one. So each teacher with one student, based on this student's personality, this student's problem, this student's issue, this student's dreams, and how can we get them there? We don't try to help people. No, we change people's lives. Actually, to give you 2 success stories that I'm very proud of right now, and I'm speaking about these 2 because they're kids. One of them is Rio, who's 10 years old, who's the voice on the FIFA World Cup, the kid with the fizzy hair, the FIFA World Cup, the Qatar World Cup, the Coca-Cola one. It's like, I'll even show it to you when I put it on the camera. I'm sure everyone's seen it a billion times by now. But basically, this particular kid is only 10 years old, and because of the school, he got there, which is insane. Like, no one could believe, but I'm sure everyone knows that that's a 10-year-old. That's the voice of a 10-year-old. His name is Rio. He's from India. So we made him a voiceover. And then you have Angela, who's voicing Naom, who's done quite a lot of ads for them right now. She's 14 years old. These people came to my school with no background on voiceover or media. Their parents had no idea what any of this was, but I was recommended. And not just anyone can join the school. Whether you want to learn audio production or voiceover, you can't just join. And we're very expensive. We're a very bespoke solution. So our prices start at $15,000 per student and can go up. And someone's like, oh, why am I paying so much? Well, we're changing your life. So you better pay because this is what it deserves. I don't go to buy a Ferrari and be like, why is the Ferrari so expensive? Go drive a Toyota. I don't drive my Ferrari every day thinking, oh, this is like a Toyota. No, I sit in my car, I look around, I smell the leather. I'm like, wow, I'm in my Ferrari. It's a luxurious feeling. It's a unique feeling. And this is what we do to people. We help them understand the value of themselves, and then they see themselves higher. This is the school. So you can see between the voices and the music and having the production house and having the school, and I do comedy and I host events. People are confused at who is Ahmed Haffar. Who is the man who is the guy? How many things does he really do? How does he drive a Ferrari?
Talented,
even though he's
talented. This is like how talented should look like.
Where did this happen? You know, even my friends, like on Facebook, like I just posted that I bought a new Porsche, and everyone's like, you know, how you have a Ferrari? Why'd you get a Porsche? Because I can. Because I love cars. Because my passion doesn't stop there. Because I'm not gonna say, oh, that's good enough. There's no such thing as enough with art. There's only higher. And money is not what you look at when you're an artist. Money is what you look at when you're a businessman, and I'm both. So when I deliver my product, I deliver it passionately. But as a businessman, I know how to secure it.
Okay. Look, Ahmed, we run out of time, but usually I concluded every episode of this as 3 questions of fun part. I call it fun part. So if you are up to it,
do it.
Okay. Okay, the first one is the most challenging, let's say. How would you explain internet to a caveman?
Imagine a world filled with possibilities that are beyond your imagination and no one is using it right.
Nice. As simple as that. Okay, second one. If you wrote a book or a story about your career so far, what would the title be?
The story of hardship. I'm already writing it.
Amazing.
It'll come out in the next 2 to 3 years.
Oh, it is on the process. Got you there. Okay. Can you name one habit that you look to gain or get rid of in 2023?
Yes.
Buying cars.
I don't. It's bad.
Yeah.
It's not good. And my mom is so angry every day. Every time she sees me on Instagram or anything, whenever I post, even though I don't post that much, but whenever I do and I'm holding a vape, 30 minutes. She doesn't care how successful I am, how many millions of people have heard my work, how many projects I've gotten, or where she lives now, or the life that she now lives. She forgets all of that when she sees me hold this, and that's why I'm gonna stop it because it's not good for you. And
so you better not show it in this interview then.
Exactly. A talent like mine should not go to waste. Whenever I'm being interviewed, I like to finish off by saying a few things. Can you allow me, if you don't mind, Mr.
I was going to ask you.
Right. I'm a person who's just like everybody else when it comes to what I wake up thinking about in the morning. I wake up thinking about the idea of what if. I wake up thinking about the idea of when. And I think more than anything about the idea of why not. The difference between me and many people is that I spend 20 minutes thinking about it and around 14 hours working on it on a daily basis. I may be a business owner and I may make my own hours, but I do not stop working because I understand in the belief of self. I understand in talking to myself. So my advice that I'd like to leave for everyone is, for everyone, and I'm pretty sure everybody owns a mirror, I'd like you to go and actually speak to yourself. Look in the mirror and ask yourself the hard questions that you've been avoiding. And no matter how many problems you have, from money to this, we all have problems. And every single last one of us, even someone like me who's as annoying as forcing his voice onto millions of ears, I have my own problems and I have my own solutions. Look in the mirror, talk to yourself. And if it doesn't end, every time, if it doesn't end by you saying that you love yourself, you're doing it wrong.
Mm. Beautiful. Beautiful said. That was Ahmed Haffar with me, Daniel Talk Up Monday Talks. It was so pleasant. This session was amazing. So,
Yeah.
guys, subscribe to see more. Thank you very much, Ahmed, for being here.
And take care of his ideas. Thank you and enjoy your day. There you go.
Beautiful said. Thank you.
حبيبي يلا see you.
Bye.